بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة. أما بعد, all praise, all thanks, all means of gratitude belong and are due for Allah, alone for any partner. We believe this, we profess this, we proclaim this, we laud Allah, we praise Allah, we seek the assistance of Allah, the help of Allah, the divine guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the same time, while we laud and praise Him, we ask for forgiveness. We ask for the pardon of Allah. We praise Allah and we make istighfar. We make tawbah and we also make the dhikr, in which we mention Allah's beautiful names and His perfect attributes. We make tasbih and we do al-istighfar. We do al-istighfar and we also do al-tasbih. And many slaves, they become confused about this. And they think whenever it's time to make dua and to supplicate to Allah and do some type of ibadah, worship with the tongue, I'm a sinner, so I just have to make istighfar. That's it. Oh Allah forgive me. Oh Allah forgive me. Oh Allah forgive me. Oh Allah forgive me. And that's it. And they don't understand this is a trap of shaitan, a trick of Satan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded you to praise Him as well. to make tasbih, and also to make alhamd. Clearly is mentioned in the Quran. To praise Allah, to laud Allah, and also to seek Allah's forgiveness. So there's a balance. Some slaves may need more istighfar than others. Some of us may need to ask Allah's forgiveness more than others. But everyone should make tasbih of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah is Jameel, and He loves that which is Jameel. Allah is beautiful, He loves beauty. And Allah loves to be praised, and loves to be lauded, the sublime and the exalted. So everything about the believer in his worship, his iman, everything that the believer does, there is a divinely guided balance therein. A divinely guided and inspired balance in all that you do as a Muslim. And from this balance is to ask for Allah's pardon, and also to make hamd of Allah and tasbih of Allah. And if you don't, then you have an imbalance. And the worst of sinners also has time for tasbih. And the most pious of Muslims has time and needs to make al-istighfar. The worst of sinners needs tasbih and hamd. And the most pious of slaves needs al-istighfar. Some of us need it more than others. Some of us may have to do it more often than others. But every single person needs it. So much so that some of the ulama, they pose the question, which comes first? Which should be done more? Which should be done more often? Tasbih or al-istighfar? Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, he once asked this question to Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, as if he was confused, as if he wanted to know what his teacher had thought about it. And he told Ibn Qayyim, he told his pupil, his apprentice, his student, he told his disciple, he said, it depends on the servant. Some servants need to make istighfar before tasbih, and need to make more istighfar than tasbih. And others have to do the exact opposite. And he gave him a tangible example, like a shirt that you're wearing, that button-up shirt. If you spill coffee on it, or juice on it, you spill some food on it, you get stained. The first thing that you want to do is wash the stain, clean the stain. Rather, you may take off the shirt, the entire shirt. I'm not going to wear it anymore. What stain? And put it in the washing machine. And then you put in the fabric softener. And you put on cologne or oil. You perfume yourself after you do what? Remove the dirt and remove the filth. The carpet in the masjid, if it's dirty, it's no value of putting potpourri down. It's no value in lighting an incense and spraying an air conditioner if the carpet is dirty. There's a reason why the carpet smells. There's some type of bacteria, something that causes that odor. So that has to be removed first. Then the smell goods come. So this is what Ibn Taymiyyah said to Ibn. The spiritual defilement, the spiritual filth has to be taken away first. Through what? Al-istighfar. That's the cleaning agent. Al-istighfar is the cleaning agent. And then a tasbih is the means of perfume. Is the means of aroma. Is the pleasant smell. The polish. But there has to come something, well, there has to be something that comes first. And that is al-istighfar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to praise Him, to laud Him, and to seek His forgiveness and beg of His mercy. We, Muslims, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance and for help. We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of our souls and from the consequences of our sins. Those who are guided by Allah can never be misled. And those poor slaves who are misled by Allah can never be guided. I bear witness. خطبة الحاجة you listen to every single week. إن الحمد لله نحمده نستعينه ونستغفره with the noon. We. And then the Messenger of Allah instructed the Sahaba to say, وَأَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. Not we bear witness, I bear witness. And there's a wisdom behind that we're not going to mention right now. A great wisdom behind that. I bear witness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only true God. Is the only one who deserves to be worshipped. The only deity who is worshipped bihaq, in truth, alone without any partner. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the best of his servants, the most excellent of his slaves, the one who perfected and actualized servitude like no other. And not only was he a slave and a servant, which is the means of honor, not disrespect, but he is a Rasul, he's a messenger, not to be called upon, not to be worshipped with Allah, not to be made a partner and a rival with Allah, but one who has authority from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be obeyed. May the prayers, salutations, and blessings be sent upon him, his children, his wives, the believing slaves from his offspring and his household, and all his companions. O you who believe, fear Allah perfectly and consistently as we should, and die not except as a Muslim. O mankind, fear your Lord, who made you from a single soul, from which he created the part of that soul. From the two, we created countless men and women and allowed them to live and spread throughout the land and all the parts of the earth. Be mindful of Allah, the one whose name you bring up, the one whose name you mention when you demand your mutual rights, and stay far away from disrespecting and severing the ties of kith. For indeed Allah Azza wa Jalla is a watcher of what you say and of what you do. O you who believe, fear Allah, speak the truth, be direct in your words, don't have a crooked tongue. And if you do so, Allah will fix your bad deeds and forgive you of your sins. And those who obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have obtained the greatest achievement. To proceed, indeed the best speech, the most excellent speech is that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the most excellent guidance is that of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the worst of all things is to newly introduce and to innovate and to bring in novelties and heresies about the deen. After Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam received revelation that the deen was perfect, and that Allah chose the religion for us, and that Allah completed the ni'mah, the bounty. Three things are mentioned in this verse. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Pay close attention. 4 points, not 3 anymore, now 4. Allah says, Al-yawma, on this day, not in 2016, when the Prophet ﷺ was alive, and just a little bit of time was left from his beautiful, blessed life. Allah says, I have done something. So automatically, when we understand language, English or Arabic, when we understand the concept of time, we know that this is past tense. And if it's past tense, it is impossible for there to remain an opening afterwards. Because Allah says, today, not later on. There will come a time, towards the end of time, there will be a group of slaves. Whatsoever they will know. So you will know. You will know. No. Allah says, Al-yawm, today, akmaltu, I have completed for you your religion. Allahu Akbar. Not even the Prophet ﷺ completed Islam. Allah said, and who's more truthful than Allah, what Allah says? And who's more truthful than Allah, and who keeps his promise more than Allah? I have completed for you your deen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي, and I have sealed the deal. I made itman of my ni'mah, helping you on the day of Badr, allowing you to keep your lives and not to be totally destroyed in the battle of Uhud, sending the divine wind against the pagans of Mecca, the Jews of Arabia, the Munafiqs of Medina. I destroyed them, and you didn't have to pick up a sword or a spear, an arrow or a bow. It was so windy, they said they couldn't even make a camp. They would put a fire down. They would put an iron kettle, and the kettle would blow away, an iron kettle. That's how windy it is. Not a pot, an aluminum pot, a stainless steel pot, an iron kettle, full of water, full of oil, and it would blow away. Allah destroyed them with wind. Allah supported the Prophet, supported the Sahaba time after time. But on this day is the ultimate bounty. And that is the completion of Islam. Allah doesn't stop there. It then says, وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا, and I, Rabbul Alameen, Lord of the worlds, Creator of the heavens and the earth, Al-Aziz al-Hakim, Al-Kabir al-Muta'al, Al-Wahid al-Qahar, the most powerful. Subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am pleased with Islam as your deen. I am happy with you being a Muslim. I am pleased with what I have legislated for you. I am happy that you make 5 prayers, and you fast, and you zakah, and you make hajj. I am okay with it. I'm pleased with it. What do you want more than this? Allah is pleased with Islam as our deen. Yet and still, as if we search for other than what Allah is pleased with. In our speech, in our dress, in the way we do things, we want something other than what Allah wants. We're pleased with something other than what Allah is pleased with. So therefore the religion is perfect. Allah chose this religion for us. And this is from the beauties of this deen, is that it wasn't chosen by a man. It wasn't chosen by a council. It wasn't chosen by wise men. But it was chosen by the creator of men, the giver of wisdom, the bestower of knowledge. He chose this religion. So Islam is universal. Islam is eternal, and Islam is ultimate and supreme. There's nothing better than Islam. There's nothing more thorough than Islam. Because the one who made these things, he chose it. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it makes no sense for you to make innovations. It makes no sense for you to say, well, it's okay. Well, no, it's a difference of opinion. Well, actually, the hadith really doesn't say that. Well, some scholars say it's okay to say this. The hadith doesn't say it's haram to say this. It makes no sense. It's Muhammad's prayers, Muhammad's fasting, Muhammad's adhkar. This is the hijab of the wives of Muhammad. Yet still, it's okay to do extra or to do less. Taqullah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, to proceed, I want to share with you, bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, a gift that I got. An older brother in New Jersey, Moulton, New Jersey, he gave me something as a gift. And it's as if I demanded him to give me the gift. Over a year ago, he wrote some poetry for me. And he knew that I was fond of poetry in English and in Arabic. So I saw him in the blessed month of Ramadan last week. And I gave salams to the older sheikh. He's very old. I gave him a hug and I gave him a kiss. He says, how are you doing, sheikh? I said, I'm fine. How are you, sheikh? I said, where's my gift? Where's my poetry? He says, give me your email and I'll send it to you. I said, no, email? It's not intimate enough. It's not personal enough. I said, I don't want an email from you, sheikh. I said, I want you to give me a plaque like you gave me 2 years ago when we did the Quran conference and your brothers were witnesses that were there. The sheikh, Allah, maybe 7 years old, 8 years old, only Allah knows how old he is. He literally left the masjid and he came back. It was at nighttime now. It was maybe 10:30, 11 p.m. He went and he came back, he made the poem and he printed it out and he gave it to me. He says, you're right, sheikh. I shouldn't have offered you an email. I wasn't right. He says, this is something fresh. Take it. I got the frame just on the spot, just for you. And we know that it's from the Sunnah for a man to ask his brother for a gift. That's also permissible, as is a chapter inside of Bukhari. The man can ask and demand a gift from his friend. The poet, he says, those who believe, their hearts find satisfaction in the remembrance of Allah. For without doubt, in the remembrance of Allah, the hearts find satisfaction. Chapter 13, verse 28. My sleepless nights of restlessness have been turned into calmness. I believe this is a divine blessing in that God has opened the channel of communication with me. The medium of communication is the Holy Quran. On such nights, I found the solution. Instead of seeking remedy by turning on the television or reading books authored by man, I turned to the book authored by Allah, which is the Holy Quran. From it I learned the magical benefits of tahajjud prayers. Now in the stillness of nights during prayers, my body moves with ease. And recitation of Quranic verses sounds like music to my ears. It is nothing but a miracle. This is the best thing that has happened in my life, for which I am grateful to Allah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Azim. ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله تعالى لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه المولى جل وعز. الحمد لله وكفى وصلاة الله وسلامه على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد. The question that comes up most often is, what's after Ramadan? What comes next? I fasted as Allah ordered me. I prayed as the Prophet ﷺ suggested to me, instructed me. I gave sadaqah as Allah commanded me. I fed the people as Allah told me it is the way of the believers. That they feed the people seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I sacrificed for an entire month, not 29 days this year, 30 days. So what's next? How do I keep the momentum, the stamina? How do I preserve that steam, that raw energy from Ramadan? The coal that is burnt, that pushes the locomotive. Hundreds, if not tons of steel, metal, and iron. It moves like a bullet, fast. How do I keep that? How do I perform worship? How do I stay consistent as a Muslim, as a slave? How do I remain in the masjid? Remain upon the dhikr of Allah? How do I continue that spiritual conquest of defeating my enemy, which is my nafs and shaitan and my desires? How, and how? Or even before that, why? Can I just be a Ramadan Muslim? Just come to the masjid for Ramadan? Just come to the park for Eid? Is that okay? Is that what Allah wants from me? Or is there something deeper than that? Greater than that? More profound than that? We know that the Prophet ﷺ was the most generous of men. As Ibn Abbas narrated, he was the most generous. And when Ramadan came, he was even more generous. When Jibril met him and taught him the Quran. So with generosity, how was the Prophet ﷺ generous with regards to the spiritual conquest? What advice did he give us to remain steadfast after Ramadan? Not in Ramadan, after Ramadan. What generosity did he bless us with? Al-Hafidh ibn Rajab al-Hanbali rahimahullah, he says, خرج مسلم من حديث أبي أيوب الأنصاري رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال من صام رمضان ثم أتبعه 6 من شوال كان كصيام الدهر. Imam Muslim reports with his isnad, his asanid, his chains of narration, that Abu Ayyub al-Ansari radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Man sama Ramadan, those who fast the month of Ramadan. But they don't stop there. I have more for you. More advice, more generosity, another gem to give you. ثُمَّ أَتْبَعُهُ, and then they follow up that month with 6 additional days, not mandatory days, not making up missed fasts, women who had menstrual cycles, women who were breastfeeding, women who were pregnant, women who had postnatal bleeding, men who were traveling, men who were sick. No. Additional extra days. Ramadan plus 6 more days. Those who fast, 36 days. 36 days. Or 35 days. But this year it's going to be 36. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, if Allah accepts it, if it's valid, if it's done properly, Allah will make this fasting kaddah, like all of time. Like the entire year, if not more. Only Allah truly knows. So the Prophet gave you nasiha, not just to stop fasting when Ramadan is over. After the Eid, that's it. But he instructed you to continue to fast. And he told you the rewards and the bounties of continuing the fast. But the question is, how does fasting continue my spiritual conquest? What does fasting additional days have to do with purifying my soul? Being steadfast, being upright, being a good Muslim, a thorough Muslim, a practicing Muslim. Is that even correct to say? Can you even say that, a practicing Muslim? Is there a Muslim that doesn't practice? Is there such thing as not practicing Islam? Is Islam just faith, quote unquote? Is faith just in the heart? These are all very important questions. Some say, oh, he practices Islam. I don't practice. I'm not a practicing Muslim. Okay, how is this? What is important is for you to be a quote unquote practicing Muslim, a consistent Muslim. The Prophet says he gave you some advice. And that advice was to continue to fast. But why and how? The first benefit that we share with you, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is how to fast the 6 days of Shawwal. Ibn Rajab, rahimahullah, he says, فاختلفوا في صفة صيامها على ثلاثة أقوال. There are three ways and styles of the ulama with regards to fasting the 6 days of Shawwal. How? Right after the Eid, before the Eid, all together, split them up, etc. Or what about a woman who missed days from Ramadan? She missed the entire month of Ramadan. And she's also going to miss out on the 6 days of Shawwal. Is that fair? Is that right? Is that kind to her? Do men have more rewards, more good deeds than women? Ibn Rajab says, أحدها أنه يستحب صيامها من أول الشهر متتابعة وقول الشافعي وابن المبارك. The first way is that a person should drive directly into those 6 days. As soon as Ramadan's over, make the 6 days up. Don't wait, don't split them up, don't divide them, do it directly. Keep the momentum, keep the steam. He says this was the madhab and the view of Imam Shafi'i and Imam Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak. والثاني أنه لا فرق بين أن يتابعها أو يفرقها من الشهر كله وهما سواء وقول وكيع وأحمد. The second style is that it makes no difference. It doesn't matter, it is insignificant whether you fast them concurrently or not, all together or not. 2 here, I eat for some days, another 2, and the last 2. Doesn't matter. As long as there's 6 days in the month of Shawwal. And this was the view of Imam Waqi' ibn al-Jarrah and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah ta'ala. والثالث أنه لا يصام عقيم يوم الفطر فإنها أيام أكل وشرب ولكن يصام 3 أيام قبل أيام البيض أو بعدها. وهذا قول معمر وعبد الرزاق ويروى عن عطاء. He says the third and final view is that a person should not fast after the Eid. The man or the woman should not fast directly after Eid al-Fitr, because the day of Eid al-Fitr, it says here, what he says, are days of eating and drinking. But a person should fast 3 days after or before the white nights. And what are the white nights? That's another concept in itself. There's always a time in which a Muslim should do an extra and additional fast. But why? Why? He says, وفي معاودة الصيام بعد رمضان فوائد عديدة. There are many benefits and a person continuing to fast after Ramadan is finished. From them, أن صيام 6 أيام من شوال بعد رمضان يستكمل بها أجر صيام الدهر كله كما سبق. Is the reward first and foremost. Is that you get the reward of the entire year out of 6 days. ومنها number 2 أن صيام شوال وشعبان كصلاة السنة الرواتب قبل صلاة المفروضة وبعدها ويكمل بذلك ما حصل في الفرض من خلل ونقص فإن الفرائض تكمل بالنوافل يوم القيامة إلى أن قال وأكثر الناس في صيام الفرض نقص وخلل فيحتاج إلى ما يجبره ويكمله من الأعمال. ولهذا نهى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يقول الرجل صمت رمضان كله وقمت كله. قال الصحابي فلا أدري أكي التزكية أم لا بد من غفلة. He says here, listen very closely to this one, from the wisdoms of fasting 6 days of Shawwal, from the fawaid is what? Is fixing and patching up the mistakes that you had in Ramadan. The jokes, the laughing, the foul talk, the idle talk, the television, the music, the sports, the joking, making fun of your friend, joking with your friend, the oversleeping, the coming late, the laziness, the lethargy. Your fasting, it was valid, inshallah. You didn't nullify your fast, but it had holes in it. Chips in the frame of your siyam. So the 6 days are like the nawafil prayers. Before dhuhr, after dhuhr, after asr, some say before asr, after maghrib, after isha, before fajr. These subrogatory prayers fix the mistakes in the mandatory prayers. He says that most people have the errors in their fasting. Most of us, we laugh and joke when we fast. We say it's still Ramadan. We still make jokes. We still do things that we shouldn't do even on fasting. So this is a means of patching up the holes and the flaws in the body of your fasting. For this reason, the Prophet ﷺ forbade a man from saying, I fasted the entire month of Ramadan. He said, don't say that. And he also forbade him from saying, I stood the entire month of Ramadan. The companion, he said, listen carefully to this fiqh. He says, I don't know why the Prophet said this. Whether the Prophet disliked the praise of oneself. I fasted Ramadan. I stood in Ramadan. I'm sticking out my chest. I'm praising myself. I'm lauding myself. And that is this praise in Islam. Or he said, أنه لا بد من الغفلة, is that a man must have a shortcoming or 2 or 3 or 4. In other words, you actually didn't fast the entire month of Ramadan. You actually didn't fast all Ramadan. You may have fasted the days of Ramadan, but not the entire month. And perhaps a day or 2, you were so lazy, so lethargic, and so heedless that there were major puncture wounds in your fasting. So do not say that. So which one of us can raise our hands and say, I have no flaws in my fasting? I know I can't. So if this is the case, fast these 6 days. If we run it right along time, it says, ومنها أن معاوضة الصيام بعد صيام رمضان علامة على قبول صوم رمضان. فإن الله تعالى إذا تقبل عمل عبد وفقه لعمل صالح بعده، كما قال بعض ثواب حسنة حسنة بعدها، فمن عمل حسنة ثم أتبعها بحسنة بعدها كان ذلك علامة على قبول الحسنة الأولى، كما أن من عمل حسنة ثم أتبعها بسيئة كان ذلك علامة رد الحسنة وعدم قبولها. It's very sad. He says, from the signs that Allah accepted your Ramadan is that He allows you to fast Shawwal. And from the signs that your Ramadan was not accepted, perhaps you don't fast in Shawwal. Because from the signs that Allah accepted the first good deed is He does what? He gives you another good deed, a gift. The sister, the twin of the Hasana comes. And also, a sin comes after your ibadah was rejected by the Billah. So if you want to know if your Ramadan was accepted, look how much tawfiq you have in this month. And this is the entire khutbah, brothers and sisters. Consistency. If you work in Ramadan, don't lose out on what you worked so hard for. And from the ways of knowing that you didn't lose and Allah accepted it, is that you continue the piety. You continue the righteousness. As far as if the masjid is barely full, it's empty. It's empty after Ramadan. Then perhaps a person will say, 90% of the brothers that came, 9 out of 10 of the sisters that came, Allah did not care about their fasting. Allah did not care about the iftar list, or the names that are full on the list. This night for them, this night for them. Because after that, you totally abandon the masjid. You don't even come and pray. Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, nothing. But I fed in Ramadan. I fasted in Ramadan. I brought a box of dates. What good is your box of dates if you only know Allah's house for 30 days? Make sense or not? What good is your food, your plate of rice and curry, if you don't come and pray? It's of no benefit whatsoever. Rather, it's a means of disrespect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm religious in Ramadan, outside of Ramadan, deaf, dumb, and blind. What the hell put to that, man? Allah, all of us. And Allah says, last but not least, ومنها أن الصيام رمضان يوجب مغفرة ما تقدم من الذنوب كما سبق ذكره. And then he goes on to speak on the virtues of fasting, how the sins are forgiven in Ramadan, outside of Ramadan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us in this month of Shawwal. Ameen. We beg that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fasting and our staying. Ameen. We ask Allah to make us consistent and persistent and steadfast and upright throughout the year. Allahumma ameen. And once again, we don't even say ameen for the dua, as if our hearts are dead. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله محمد وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.